It's rant time. Welcome back to Whisky Wins with me, Stuart. It's rant time. I recently done an Instagram post whether the industry was in a downfall or a decline, whisky industry that being obviously, and it got some traction with some comments and stuff. And obviously Jeff Whisky's done his video on the whisky lock, but I wanted to rant more about influencers.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Especially people who are hoping for a kind of slow period within the industry or a decline. Don't get me wrong, sometimes you do need a refresh, a bit of a restart, but is that the answer in this scenario? I'm not too sure. I think, and this is obviously my opinion, I am not an expert at all.
I understand things, I comprehend very well.
And there are plenty of experts out there, but one of my biggest gripes is influencers.
You know what really grinds my gears? You!
And yeah, I can probably be an influencer, but it's more these influencers, time and time again, that take freebies. Because are they buying the products at all? Maybe some of them are, but I don't believe a lot of them are. You're getting people who are getting gifted Macmira right at the start, and yes, I got sent a bottle of Macmira, I reviewed it, I deleted the video, removed the video because I felt like I gave it a favourable review just because I'd been sent it. And that was the last time I decided no more, I'm not taking free stuff because I felt like it influenced my review. Even though I thought myself, no, I'm strong enough to, it was just a gift, like I can bypass it, I can say what I want about it, but I still felt somewhat obliged to say something nice about it, and it was mediocre, it was average. I also had the Macmira green tea, or Grand Tea, however you want to say it. It was fantastic, or I really enjoyed it. I just thought it was quirky, I thought it was something different, really pleasurable, good for summer, and I bought another bottle of it. I finished the bottle and bought another bottle of it. But how many of these influencers who get freebies, get gifted things, are actually buying the product? There's so many I see, time and time again, oh, buy this thing, it's £175. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily put the money out, but if you've got that money, you should buy that. Why? Why should they buy it if you wouldn't buy that? Are you telling me that if you had the money, you would buy it? Absolutely not. It's complete bull.
Don't bullshit me.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
And I've had enough of it. It's just griping on me. But for some reason, these people get the views, they get the traction, and I can understand why, because they're not going against the grain, they're not negative, they're very mediocre. It's the exact same the whiskey we're getting. The reviews are mediocre, they are plain Jane, like, oh, everything's fine, this is nice, I enjoy this whiskey, you'll enjoy this whiskey. But in reality, the whiskey in front of them is pure mediocre. Subpar stuff that we're getting offered time and time again. And I don't know why I keep saying time and time again. I'm just raging. It's just, I've had it. I mean, there's plenty of independent bottlers, plenty of places that are providing good value for money and good whiskey. And I know I have connections with 8 Doors Distillery, as in one of my friends, but at the time the whiskies they're releasing are great. I don't feel hard done by when I'm paying £35-40 for a bottle, for a blend, a 11-year-old blend. And then you've got other places like Loch Lee, they're 5-year-old, £90, complete garbage to me. I did not enjoy it at all. There's plenty of other distilleries that are just releasing whiskies at such a young age and such a ridiculous price, but having a standard of young whiskey releasing at £80-90 when it's been untried, untested, and they're bringing out whiskies over and over and over and over.
Get back in there at once and sell
Constantly, and not giving you time to breathe, not giving you time to actually inspect it and try it and see what it's like and decide whether it's actually good or whether it's just mediocre. This is a Dalyun 15 that I've had sitting, and it's bloody fantastic. It's from Cadenheads. Yes, even Cadenheads have had a little of a decline in product, and I don't think that's a harsh statement, but I still think they're better value for money and better quality than other places, especially official bottlings at the moment. yeah, I just think obviously casks are an issue. Casks selection and cask availability at the moment is a huge issue for the industry, especially with America looking to change their rules on how they mature and how they use casks with the reuse of the casks. But I want to blame someone and I want to blame the influencers, and I will probably get heat for this, or probably will be pissed off at this and think, oh no, it's got nothing to do with us, but it has. Industry companies are sending whiskey to people who are never going to buy it and never going to plan on drinking it. And I think you will see if the industry, and it will happen because the two coincide, they're symbiotic almost. If the industry starts to decline, these influencers who are into whiskey will jump ship and move on to something else, or they'll just fade away. And there's been a lot of that already. There is a bit of a decline in some influencers, and it's noticeable across Instagram especially, and YouTube. Both platforms, to be fair, are also declining. They're not exactly the best or as good as they were. So that could be part of it, but yeah, I think a lot of people are just doing it for a quick freebie and a quick buck, in all honesty. Yeah, I think they should be sending the Glen Cadam 27-year-old, don't send it to influencers, don't send it to me, don't send it to people like YouTubers. It should be sent to people who are going to buy it. Glen Cadam fans, people who are constantly buying Glen Cadam, constantly buying from the distillery. Send it to them, because then that's how you get them to keep in love with your distillery. You send them something like that, even if it's a sample like that, they'll be ever so grateful, especially if they're already in love with the distillery, the brand. But no, send it to some, I'm not going to swear, I've already swore, but send it to someone who doesn't give a damn about the distillery and just wants a freebie and wants a freebie of that kind of stature. But yeah, that's all I've got to say. I'm not sure how negative this was or how entertaining this was, just to see some mad wee Scottish dude get raging.
You Scots sure are a contentious people.
You just made an enemy for life.
But yeah, it's just all this shit. At least the whiskey's good. So I blame you. I blame the influencers. And maybe I'm partly to blame it as well. Sometimes the way I review whiskey, whether it's a whiskey win or a whiskey bin, and I'll take the blame if someone wants to blame me as well. If I do push mediocre whiskey, because if you're at fault, you're at fault. But no, I don't think it's me. But I blame the influencers, the freebie takers. Not necessarily whole for the whole decline of the industry, but they're certainly not helping. They're leeches. That's what they are. And I finally said it on camera, and that's how I feel about it. Yeah. Cheers.